Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have another interesting episode for you guys. But before we get into it, make sure you guys go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so we'd really appreciate it if you helped us out. So make sure you go ahead and do that. We really appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this topic here. So we recently did a video on Kevin Durant probably 2 weeks ago, right? We're talking about why wasn't KD being discussed as much, and why wasn't he getting as much coverage? And many people said that the reason that Kevin Durant wasn't getting as much attention as he ought to have been getting is because he wasn't beating any good teams. They were like, this guy's not beating any good teams, so therefore there's no real need to talk about Kevin Durant. And some people believe that somehow that takes away from some of the performances that he's had that he's been having this season. Just last night, once again, Kevin Durant went out there and pretty much just showed why he is probably arguably the best player in the world. Yesterday, think about this. This man scored 51 points. There are other people that have scored 51 points. Here's what's astonishing about this. He scored 51 points going 50, 40, or 90. He shot 51.6% from the field. I want you guys to think about what the hell I'm saying to you. 51.6% from the field, 50% from the three, 93% from the free throw line, got you 7 rebounds, 9 assists, 5 turnovers, 1 steal and 2 blocks, and he scored 51 points on 31 shots. That is what Kevin Durant did yesterday. That is what he did. I don't think there's anybody in the NBA that could have a stat line. There are guys out there that can get you 50. I don't know anybody out there really that can get you 50 on 31 shots, going 50, 40, 90 with that type of efficiency. There's no one. I don't think there's anyone in the NBA that could do that. Really, I really don't believe that. As we speak, Kevin Durant is currently leading the NBA again in scoring. If he were to hold on to that lead, this would be his 5th scoring championship. If we look at his stats this season, this guy is averaging 29.4 points per game, shooting 53% from the field. My God. 38.3% from the three-point line, 87.7% from the free throw line, getting you 7.6 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 3 turnovers, but 0.7 steals and 0.8 blocks per game. And he's doing all of this, by the way, with a James Harden that just looks like a regular all-star right now. A regular all-star. And some people are still going to sit up there and talk about, oh, well, he's not beating any good teams. Well, there are other teams out there that don't beat good teams, and they get talked about a lot. But I'm going to digress, right? Kevin Durant right now is playing very well, and the Brooklyn Nets currently have the #1 record in the Eastern Conference, and they're 7-3 out of the last 10 games. Basically, they've won 70% of the last 10 games that they've been playing. Right now, Kevin Durant is arguably the best player in the world today. However, it still doesn't stop people from trying to discredit him. And one of the arguments that they've been saying against Kevin Durant is that he is not a leader. He is a follower. He doesn't have a strong personality. He's following Kyrie Irving, right? He's not, KD, yes, he puts up great stats, but can he establish a culture and all of these different things? And I think the reason that people say this is because Kevin Durant is in rah-rah. He isn't a rah-rah type of guy. And because he's not a rah-rah type of guy, I think people kind of confuse that. Well, he's not a good leader. But thank God that I found a soundbite where Michael Jordan spoke. I think it was on CNBC or Australia or something like that. He was talking about one of his former teammates. And Jordan in that audio spoke about his leadership style. So what we want to do here is play some of Jordan's comments, and then we're going to come back and relate it to Kevin Durant and this notion that this guy is not a great leader and he doesn't deserve to be given more praise. So before we go too far, take a listen to that there.
And did you think Luke was ready? Did you think that he had what it took to work with you to win a championship again?
I didn't know. I think I think Luke can answer that a little bit better than I can. I felt the need to push him. I know at that time they hadn't won. A lot of those guys have never won in terms of the world championship or something to that magnitude. And so I knew it was going to take some learning for them to understand that. that's where my role became very vital, to lead and to give them that, that knowledge that they need. Along with Phil, obviously Phil was, the leader, but in terms of basketball leadership, when I say I led based on, physically, I get out there, first one there, last one to lead, work on my skill set, blah, 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 listen to what the coach, try to, do whatever the coach is asking. That was the leadership that I wanted everyone to see, and then reinforce it with my voice when I felt the necessary need to do so. So I felt that, no, I don't think Luke had the mentality of what it took to win, but I think he earned that over the years that we played together. And obviously, following our leadership, Phil, myself, Scotty, just so that he can understand what it would take and how his skill set could fit.
Now, some of you may be asking, why would you even bother playing this clip? The reason we decided to play that clip is to show you that leadership isn't just about flapping your gums. It's not just about talking. It's more about doing. A lot of people talk. They talk about what they're going to do, what they're doing, what they plan on doing, but the majority of these people are not doing anything, or they don't have any results to back up all of their woofing and their talking. The majority of people just talk. KD is a doer. He is arguably one of the hardest working players of all time. Not in the NBA today, of all time. If I look at Kevin Durant's career, I want to substantiate that comment, and I don't want it to be just hyperbolic. Kevin Durant has been playing in the NBA for 13 years. 13 years. I think we would all agree that 13 years is a good enough sample size to understand what somebody's about, right? 13 years, I think, is enough. It's a lot of data. I'm sure the majority of you guys would agree with this. When Kevin Durant entered the NBA, he was not efficient. His first year in the league, when he was playing with the Supersonics at that time before they went to the Oklahoma City Thunder, he shot 43% from the field that year. 43% as a rookie. This season, he shot 53%. Let me tell you something, guys. You don't see that type of jump over time by sitting there flapping your gums in practice, talking about I'm a leader, rah-rah, and telling guys to do this, You only get that type of improvement by putting in the work. Kevin Durant has put in the work. You don't improve that much by talking. You improve by doing. Right now, we can arguably say that he is the number one reason that his team is the number one team in the Eastern Conference. I don't care who he's beating or who he's not beating. The fact of the matter is this: his team is the number one team in the Eastern Conference, and we cannot take anything away from him because that is what he has been doing. There's no way you can tell me that team would be the number one team in the Eastern Conference if it wasn't for him. There's no way you can tell me that. When you go, well, he's only scoring, blah, blah, blah. Well, what was Michael Jordan only doing? Jordan spoke to the fact that he was leading by example, by going out there and putting and doing the work. If you're a father, if you're a parent, you don't teach your kids by talking. Teach them by doing. You can't try to teach your kids to be hard workers and you're lazy. They're going to look at you and say, Dad is a clown. Dad is talking about work hard, take life seriously. Every time I see him, he's watching TV or he's on the phone or he's relaxing. Yet he's telling me I need to be a hard worker. If your kids see you putting forth the effort and putting forth the example, they will follow. People want proof. Show me, don't tell me. And that's what Kevin Durant is doing. And I'm glad that Michael Jordan said that. I'm glad that he said, now, KD may not be out there punching teammates in the face to get his point across, but guess what? He's leading in his own way and he deserves to be recognized for it. I'm sorry. And this is what I think about it. And I'm glad that I was able to relate those two comments with what Michael Jordan said and what Kevin Durant is doing, because Kevin Durant is not a rah-rah guy. He's not a rah-rah guy. Usually Kevin Durant, when you hear him talking, he's responding to what's being said to him. He just doesn't stand up and starts throwing out things out there. So in my opinion, I thought it was very important that we made this, that we produced this video today. And what we want to know is, what do you think about the comments that Jordan said? And what do you think about some of the things that I had to say about Kevin Durant? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.